It's very, very important that you express those emotions, and if you want to say something, say it. And it doesn't have to be rude, it doesn't have to be aggressive, but if you want to say something, you say it. If somebody hurts you, say it to them, share it with them, rather than hiding it and suppressing it. Like I said, when that happens, those people are okay, but not yourself. Hello friends, it's Jenny from Edrienia Extrasensory Elevation. I'm back again with another video. I hope you are having a great day. Another morning of long distance running. I do that, and now I'm just slowing things down. I'm walking just to cool down for 30 minutes, just to recover and reset the muscles to the default settings. And today, let us talk about the problems of emotional suppression and not living life and not living authentically and not being true to yourself on a daily basis. And I would like to talk about that in this video. And a number of problems that related for doing that. And emotional suppression is quite familiar with us. You know, we're growing up in different societies. There are expectations and standards, culture, beliefs. There are ways of life that society is from us as its citizens. And doing that, we're not always, feel comfortable being ourselves and to express our emotions. And most of the time, we hide those emotions, we suppress those emotions, and living life in a fake and not authentic way has caused many problems with many things regarding our life. But I'm just going to share with you what a number of negative consequences of doing that. For me, I come from Tonga, and Tonga is a country that still maintain many of its heritage and cultural traditions, and we are expected to be obedient, to be subservient to authorities and those who are in position of power. And it all starts from home, from the parents, the community, different groups we are part of, institutions, and up to the top of the hierarchy. And living in that kind of culture, that we are expected to be respectful and not to say things that will disrupt, peace and stability of how we live in society. And that has caused a lot of problems. And I'm just going to share with you in this video, and I'm going to share my perspective from a spiritual perspective, and how emotional suppression and not living life authentically or genuinely, or living life truthfully, can contribute to a number of autoimmune diseases and a number of non-communicable diseases. Bear in mind, I'm not saying here that emotional suppression and not living life authentically is the main cause of these diseases, like cancers, like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and all of that. But they are contributing factors, on top of whatever, depending on your depending on your body type, the health condition that you are in. But emotional suppression and not living your life, expressing your life, as you are, and be truthfully to yourself, can cause that. Because when we, especially those emotions like anger, when you're sad, when you're frustrated, when you hate other people, when you're jealous of them, those emotions, when you keep suppressing it and you try to hide it instead of expressing them, instead of expressing those emotions in a healthy way. And I'm not saying here that you have to express it in a very abusive way or violent. No. But you have to find ways to express and release and vent out those emotions rather than you keeping inside of you. Because the longer you hold those emotions without managing and finding ways how to deal with it, it will bottle up, it will accumulate up to a point. If you maintain it for a long time, you'll become stressed out and then you're depressed. And that will contribute, like I said, to autoimmune diseases like heart disease, including of cancers and all of that. It's very, very important that you express those emotions, and if you want to say something, say it. And it doesn't have to be rude, it doesn't have to be aggressive, but if you want to say something, you say it. If somebody hurts you, say it to them, share it with them, rather than hiding it and suppressing it. Like I said, when that happens, those people are okay, but not yourself. And not only emotional suppression and not living life authentically and say what you have to say in a very honest way. Not only it affects you, affect your health and your well-being, this has become a much bigger problem in how we live in society. And I'll give you an example. In the Pacific context, like where I am from Tonga, emotional suppression and not living authentically has caused more problems in how we live in society in different groups we are part of, because people are not being honest in really saying what they really feel, say what's on their mind. Rather, they'll hide it and keep it to themselves and pretending they are okay. Let's say whether we are in a meeting, in a church meeting, or a meeting in a workplace, they would rather hide what they really feel and what they really want to say and suppress it because they do not want to start up a conflict, or whether they will end up offending somebody else, those examples. And that has resulted a stumbling block in moving forward with development, with life and well-being in general, because of that. But like I said, how many problems would have been solved easily if people were just being upfront and say what they have to say honestly. And this is normally happens in the context of leadership, where subordinates or the followers, they are afraid or they fear those in authority or those who are in leadership position. And whether they are doing something wrong, they have made bad decisions and all of those things. And instead of them, sharing their honest opinion and saying what's on their mind, they suppress it and withhold it. It not only becomes a problem to themselves, to those who doesn't really say it, but also those who are in leadership, because it's not going to improve the way we live and how we operate and other things in regards to how we live in society. And that has not only that, but that has also caused gossips and stuff like that, because people, they would rather being silent. It should be happening. And for example, if there's a meeting, and after the meeting, they would rather gossip behind the scenes or gossip in the backyard, rather than bringing forward whatever issues or problems they want to address and the ideas they want to say, and address it on the spot, in where it's supposed to be. But like I said, but it's rooted in emotional suppression and not being comfortable by being authentic and say what you want to say. And I'm not saying that you have to be rude, that you have to be aggressive when you do that. No, you can do that in a very kind, assertive, calm but straightforward way. In that way, you are releasing your emotions in a healthy way. It's good that you allow your emotions. Don't hold those emotions inside of you. It's good that you find ways to release it and just express to others how you really feel. If somebody is hurting you or have done bad things to you, just tell them, share with them and explain to them, rather than pretending that you're not suffering from that and thinking that you are good, because like I said, those things will accumulate and add it up, and then you become sick, and then you have some other diseases as well. With that, I wish you all the best, my friends.